Your questions about business, career, personal development, and achieving the American dream are more than welcome. Call 855 Makin It, 855-625-4648. Now, back to more Makin It with Tommy and Todd.
We're back with Tommy and Todd coast to coast, and it is time for the Doubt Whisperer.
The Doubt Whisperer, Tommy Runfola.
No matter how many times doubt tries to get in your way, it can't block you as long as your dreams are always your main focus. Did you know that award-winning novelist Kurt Vonnegut received more than 800 rejection letters before he got his first manuscript published? He could have used any one of those letters as a reason for why he was no good, but he didn't. He saw past the doubt brought on by each rejection and took clear, direct action. He kept sending out manuscripts, and he's not alone. Some of the biggest world changers in our history struggled with doubt, but they never let it win because they had a vision for something greater. Visionaries are amazing people. Once they have a vision, they keep moving forward. For example, Harry S. Truman, the 33rd President of the United States, struggled with crippling doubt throughout his early life, but he committed himself to the belief that he could make a difference in the world. And make a difference he did. Truman is credited with helping to end World War II, which is pretty amazing for someone who revealed in letters to friends that he had daily battles with self-doubt. Thomas Edison is another world-changing person who had every reason to give in to doubt when his teachers labeled him too dumb to learn, and he experienced failures while inventing. However, he refused to let doubts about himself block his future. What would our world look like if pioneers, inventors, and artists of the past had given in to doubt? What will our world look like if you give in to yours? This has been Tommy the Doubt Whisperer. For more information on overcoming self-doubt to win, go to TommyRunfola.com.
Awesome job, Tommy. Thank you.
And thank you.
All right. Lastly here on the show, it's time for Makin It or Breakin It. And today, our topic is the future of business in good hands with millennials? Now, I am of the millennial generation, so I'm going to have an interesting perspective.
Are you sure the exact millennials? Wasn't there one right after it, or is it are you millennial?
I'm technically a millennial.
Okay.
Yeah, and a very good representative of that generation, I might add. Yes.
Well, not if we're talking about the downside to the millennials.
Well, that's kind of what the hot topic is here. There's an upside and a downside to every generation.
Okay.
I happen to be of that generation that when they were young, they were called hippies.
Okay.
They started the drug culture and so on. And we eventually took, and by the way, I never did any of those things.
Okay.
But we took over the world, and some of us have done a pretty good job of it.
Okay.
But,
so there's still hope for my generation. That's what you're
I
saying?
think there's a lot of hope as we discuss this. We're
So you kind of call hippies the millennials of back then.
Well, they were
I agree.
the rebellious generation.
Yeah.
Somebody's always complaining about the youth, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's always complaining about the youth and their rock and roll.
Yeah.
But what
Just
you're
the next
saying
version
here is
of
that
it.
there really is always the same set of people. It's not new.
Well, it's not new that they're different.
Yeah.
And I think we've got to, when we talk about millennials, we've really got to look at the world that we're handing them and the big job that's before them economically, socially, even religiously. And we're asking them to straighten out a world that we've made a mess of, really. And at the same time, we're questioning their intellect, their skills, their education, their patriotism, their resolve. And I don't know that it's truly fair to put this all on them.
To dump all the problems.
Yeah, I mean, there's a question about whether they've been parented well. Mm-hmm. They've been told they're winners without ever having to prove that they're winners. Mm-hmm. They are a generation of entitlement. And they didn't create those issues. That was created by the generation before them.
That segues to my concern. It's about them not being competitive enough as a whole, because of all the the upbringing about everyone gets a trophy,
right?
And wanting the world to be uncompetitive when it's competitive because it's human nature.
Right.
We have a ways to not be competitive. The good thing I see is that the top 1% of these millennials are extremely smart.
Exactly.
And ambitious.
Yes.
And very competitive.
And they're into making the world a better place. I mean, that's a big thing with them.
It is.
And they also are doing a good job adjusting to inclusiveness because the world is changing. I mean, the mix of the population is changing rapidly.
Right. And they embrace change.
And they embrace the change of, the landscape changing as far as people are concerned. So, that's good, in looking at it that way. Then I look forward to them, in the future.
Well, I'm putting my money on the millennials. I think they're going to pull out of it. I think they maybe are the most important generation in the history of the world, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of people.
You've been listening to Making It with Tommy and Todd, coast to coast. That's it for today's show.
Check out our website, makinitnow.com. You can pick up our Facebook feed, Twitter feed, Instagram feed, YouTube channel, and check out all the behind-the-scenes footage.
A lot of great stuff on there.
Thanks for joining us, America, and keep making it.
This has been Making It, the source for information, insights, interviews, and in-the-trench advice for startups, struggling, and early-stage entrepreneurs and business owners nationwide.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, staff, management, or advertisers.
For more information, contact Tommy or Todd at 855-MAKIN' IT. That's 855-625-4648. Or at their email address, info@makinitnow.com. Thank you for listening to Making It.